Hello and welcome to Module 11 for CTE 4640 for the spring 2026 semester. Let's go ahead and I'm going to share my screen to get you into the module, to get us into the module. And I'm sharing and I'm using Google Chrome this go around instead of Firefox. When I was putting this together, Firefox was really slow. But we'll go ahead and get going. The photo is one I took a couple years ago on a trip back to the Midwest, Illinois and Indiana to visit with family. This is my family farm in Western Illinois, West Central Illinois, about halfway between Peoria, Illinois and Burlington, Iowa on the Mississippi River. And the barn on the left is where we would store corn on the sides, smaller grains like soybeans up top, and the barn on the 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 right is where we that's where we stored our hay for the winter when we fed out hay to cattle during the winter months. So again, for my family farm, took it this a couple years ago. We'll go in. You're watching the recording, and this will be updated by the time you get in here. First thing is to watch a short YouTube video explaining an industry-based certificate program at a high school. Um, and then have you look at a web link for a successful CTE credentialing curriculum in Fairfax County, Virginia. So here's their web link that explains their CTE industry credentials. Then I've also got the web link to the Idaho Division of Career and Technical Education, the Idaho official state website on CTE diploma and some of the things that go into that, such as micro credentials and industry certification. So let's get back. Then I have a research-based article about CTE and industry-based certificates. Um, Click here to get to the article. And this was research done a couple of years ago. And then for the questions to consider, first one is, to what extent do industry recognized certifications in your content area align with actual workforce needs? And how might misalignment impact student outcomes after graduation? Second question is, how should CTE teachers guide students in selecting industry recognized certifications to ensure they provide meaningful value for both career entry and continued education? So again, those are the questions to think about, questions to consider when you read that article. Then the next thing is to read chapter 13 from Smith and Fanning. And here are the questions. Number one, what strategies can you use to help students determine where they will attend post-secondary education? And number two, how will you use the information from chapter 13 to improve your professional practice in providing career guidance to your students? Then we will have you post your module reflection. And I've already posted mine. So go back. And the suggested completion date for this module is April 19th. So we're starting to get into the second half of April, and we're also getting toward the end of the course. And as we get to that, just a couple of reminders as we go through it, as we go through the assignments. Just a reminder that the lesson plan 3 is due May 1st. The experienced teacher observation is due April 15th. And then your teaching video and reflection is also due May 1st. And then as we get toward the end, there will be an end of course survey due May 10th, and then the final reflection on May 10th. So that concludes the introduction and instruction for module number 11 for CTE 4640. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you, and I'll talk to you later.